India. And in this context, the most important element is the economic power. Economic power is the source of a national power of a nation. Prime Minister Modi and I share the conviction that the combination of Japan's state-of-the-art technology and India's vast talent pool will turn Japan and India into globally competitive bases for manufacturing. And many of our predecessors already sown seeds of success for us. And today, I am very encouraged to see that those seeds are now growing into blossoming flowers and bearing fruits. Japan stands ready to actively support Prime Minister Modi's Make in India, with the government and private sector working in one. For instance, when Prime Minister was Chief Minister of Gujarat, he and Chairman Osamu Suzuki of Suzuki Motor Corporation decided to open up a new factory, which took 3 years to come into reality. The factory is now producing cars with capacity of 250,000 units a year, but that will be tripled to 750,000 units a year in the future. So sales of cars produced in Gujarat will further expand not only in India, but also to the world. Prime Minister Modi's decisive leadership is now transforming India into an environmental power. The age of future generation cars has arrived here in India and other parts of the world. India now needs to plan ahead and act ahead to succeed, looking ahead to an extremely competitive automotive market in the future. Against such backdrop, the key will be production of batteries. Suzuki, Denso, Toshiba collaborated with each other and plan to construct a factory producing automobile battery packs here in Gujarat, the first of such in India.
モディ首相の英断により、インドは環境大国へと変貌を遂げようとしています。次世代自動車の時代の到来は、インドそして世界で現実となりました。そして、インドが世界の熾烈な競争に打ち勝つための未来への布石を打たなければなりません。その鍵を握るのが電池生産。鈴木、デンソー、そして東芝が力を合わせてインド初の自動車用電池工場の建設をここグジャラートで予定しています。
Prime Minister Modi's decisive leadership is now transforming India into an environmental power. The age of future generation cars has arrived here in India and other parts of the world. India now needs to plan ahead and act ahead to succeed, looking ahead to an extremely competitive market of such cars in the future. And against such backdrop, the key will be the production of batteries. Suzuki, Denso, and Toshiba collaborated with each other and plan to construct a factory producing automotive battery packs here in Gujarat, the first of such in India.
高い技術を有する大企業、中小企業が熱い眼差しを向けています。本日、日系企業15社が参加し、グジャラートへの投資に関心を表明しました。そして投資環境はさらに良くなります。今般の日印投資促進ロードマップにより、新たにここ、アーメダバードにジェトロンのビジネスサポートセンターを設置すること等を通じ、中小企業の進出を後押しします。
There are a number of Japanese large enterprises and medium and small enterprises that have high technologies and share enthusiasm for Gujarat and India. Today, a total of 15 Japanese corporations participated in this event and expressed their interest in investment in Gujarat. And more importantly, the investment environment will further be improved. Under the Japan-India Roadmap for Investment Promotion, there will be a JETRO's Business Support Center in its Ahmedabad.
सुना है आप श्री अरुणा जी की
Through such initiative, we will support advancement of Japanese medium and small enterprises into Gujarat.
本日、ビジネスリーダーズフォーラムから大変貴重な提言をいただきました。かかる提言を踏まえ、日印双方が一層の知恵を絞れば、今後、さらに多くの企業が集まり、日印ものづくり新時代は必ず進化します。
Prime Minister Modi and I just received a set of very useful and productive recommendations from the India-Japan Business Leaders Forum. If both sides exercise wisdom based on the recommendation from our business leaders, I'm quite certain that we will be able to gather more and more companies in the future and see further advancement of the new era of manufacturing through Japan-India partnership.
私はモディ首相のスキルインディアにも貢献したいと思います。日本企業は即戦力となる現場のリーダー人材を熱望しています。この夏、スズキ、トヨタ、ダイキン、ヤマハによる日本式ものづくり学校4校が開校し、今後、日立建機、トヨタ通商による開校も予定されていることを嬉しく思います。さらに、日本語教育、インド政府と協力し、今後5年間で100の大学で1000人の日本語教師を育成します。
Another area where I stand ready to cooperate with Prime Minister Modi is Skill India. Japanese companies are enthusiastically waiting for Indian leadership talent who will immediately become their assets in the business scenes. This summer, 4 Japan-India Institutes for Manufacturing were opened by Suzuki, Toyota, Daikin, and Yamaha. And I am very excited to note that there will be 2 additional Japan-India Institute of Manufacturing opened by Tata Hitachi Construction Machinery as well as Toyota Tsusho. Another key is Japanese language education in India. We will work closely with the government of India and establish Japanese language certificate courses at 100 educational institutions in India and train a total of 1,000 Japanese language teachers in the coming 5 years.
私はインドの若者に呼びかけたい。ぜひ日本式ものづくり学校に来てください。日本語を勉強してください。そして将来インドの発展を担う日系進出企業の一員になっていただきたい。
So here is the message from me to India's young generation. Come and experience the Japan-India Institute for Manufacturing. Come and study Japanese. And join those Japanese corporations in India which will drive India's future development.
インド太平洋という2つの海、これを取り巻くアジアからアフリカに至る一帯が有機的に結びつくことが今後の世界経済発展の鍵となります。これを実現するため、アジア、アフリカ各地でインドとともに協力プロジェクトを進めます。
The key for further development of the global economy is ensuring connectivity between the 2 seas, namely the Indian Ocean and the Pacific, and throughout the broader region from Asia to Africa. To achieve this goal, Japan will implement various projects with India in many parts of Asia as well as in Africa.
最後は人と人とのつながりです。私は日本の人々とインドの人々のつながりをもっと抜本的に増やしたい。インドから日本への旅行者は5年で倍増し、昨年には12万人となりました。しかし、もっともっと日本に来ていただきたいと考えています。
Last but not least, let me touch on how I see people-to-people ties between Japan and India. My sincere desire is to dramatically strengthen the ties between Japanese and Indian people. In the last 5 years, the number of visitors from India to Japan has been doubled, and last year the total was 120,000. But that is not enough. I do hope that more and more people will come and see us in Japan from India.
日本にはインドに起源を持つ自社仏閣から数学、IT を活用した最新テクノロジーがあり、多くのインドファンもいます。また、自然も四季折々に見せる姿を変化させます。また、おいしいインド料理屋もたくさんあります。インドの皆さんのお越しを国を挙げて歓迎いたします。
In Japan, we have a tradition of Buddhist temples and shrines, which has its origin in India. We also have state-of-the-art technologies utilizing mathematics and IT. There are also so many Japanese fans of India. And most importantly, there are a large number of very delicious Indian restaurants in Japan. So the entire nation looks forward to welcoming those of you visiting Japan from India.
私もこれまでに何度もインドを訪れ、その度に成長と伝統のダイナミズムに魅了されてきました。2年前にモディ首相と共に訪問したバラナシに、今回、日印友好の証として国際会議場の建設を支援することを決定しました。国際会議場を通じて、日本とインドの人々の交流がさらに深まり、インドの魅力が世界に発信されることを期待しています。
I have visited India many times already, and every time I come here, I always get mesmerized by the dynamic interaction of growth and tradition of India. 2 years ago, Prime Minister Modi and I visited Varanasi together, and as a symbol of friendship between Japan and India, we decided to offer support for construction of a convention center in Varanasi. And I do hope that this convention center will serve as a venue for both Japanese and Indian people to promote further exchanges and show the world what India can offer to us.
60年前に日本の総理大臣として帰国を初めて訪問したのは私の祖父の岸信介であります。
60 years ago, after the war, the very first Japanese prime minister who visited India was actually my grandfather, Nobusuke Kishi.
その際、ネル首相と祖父は首脳会談を行い、そして首相官邸の前に集まった数万人の人々に対して祖父を紹介してくれました。
On that occasion, my grandfather had a meeting, summit meeting with then Prime Minister Nehru. And after the summit meeting, in front of the official office of the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Nehru kindly introduced my grandfather to the general public of India who gathered in front of the building.
当時日本はまだそれほど豊かではなかった。そしてその敗戦国の首相を当時ネル首相は私が最も尊敬する国日本の首相だと紹介をしてくれました。
As you can imagine, back then Japan was still recovering from the defeat of the war, and also my grandfather was representing a nation which was defeated in the Second World War. Having said that, Prime Minister of India kindly introduced my grandfather as a prime minister representing a nation which he himself respects the most as a nation.
その時、祖父は感激し、自分は生涯インドの友人でありたいと心に誓ったそうであります。
So this single experience was powerful enough to move the hearts of my grandfather, then Prime Minister Kishi. And since then, he made this as his lifetime endeavor. Namely, he would like to remain as a friend of India forever.
昨日、私がグジャラートにやってきたとき、約5万人の方々が街頭に出て、私たちを歓迎していただきました。私も本当に妻も歓迎しました。そして私たちも生涯グジャラートの、そしてインドの友人であろうと心に誓いました。
Yesterday, my wife and I arrived here at Gujarat, and upon our arrival, as many as 50,000 people of Gujarat kindly extended the warm welcome to me and to my wife and to my delegation. It was such a moving experience. And then I also have this in my mind. Namely, just like my grandfather, I would like to keep myself as a friend of India forever.
私とモディ首相は今回10回目の首脳会談を行いました。これからも回数を重ねてまいります。そして友人をさらに深めていきたいと思います。
Today, Prime Minister Modi and I had the 10th summit meeting between us, and I'm sure more to come in the future. But I very much look forward to further forging this deep friendship between myself and Prime Minister Modi as we move forward.
深い友情で結ばれ、共に繁栄の未来を進もうとする日本とインド、ここに集われた皆様は、両国関係の歴史に新たな1ページを綴る方々です。今日この日が日本、インド、そして皆様を一層結びつける機会となることを心より願います。
Japan and India share a long-standing friendship and aspiration to achieve prosperous future. Those of you who are here today will turn a new chapter in the history of our friendship. And I sincerely hope that today's event will serve as an opportunity to forge a stronger bond between Japan and India and among you all.
Dhanyawad. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for that very enlightening address, which this gathering will remember for many years to come. The Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi's governance model, a development plus model to develop new India, is based on bold initiatives for all-inclusive development. Excellencies, we now request Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to address us.
His Excellency, Mr. Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister of Japan, Honorable Ministers and senior delegates from Japan, Chief Minister of Gujarat, Vijay Rupani ji, Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sri Nitin Patel ji, business leaders from both countries, ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure to be with the business community of Japan and India. That